Okay, yeah, here we go. It's now online. Welcome, everybody. This is the rapid reaction to Nxt Takeover, my hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Man, this was a night of unbelievable action, unbelievable storytelling, and just unbelievable wrestling. Let's say it how it is. Um, I don't know whether to start with what just happened, or if we should go through the entire thing. You know what? Let's go from front to back. Right? So let's go ahead and start it off. And actually, maybe we'll switch up the back a little bit because of what happened with the UK Championship. But let's start with what just happened. The ladder match they put on last. DIY against the Authors of Pain. This was truly epic. I saw some people on Twitter, they're not big fans of the Authors of Pain, but I really do think that they held up the end of the bargain. DIY, it's obviously because you have some of the bigger guys with the Authors of Pain. You don't have the maybe some of the athleticism that you would have with the smaller guys like DIY, but I really think that they told a great story, and it was about how was these guys going to really take out the Authors of Pain, and you can really see that with the at one point in the ladder match, they set the Authors of Pain set up two ladders, and it turns around on them, and they get put basically through the ladders, right? So you basically see at that point what they were trying to tell. What they're trying to tell is that DIY needed to do anything and everything to win the match, while the Authors of Pain, who really they had a shot to win the titles, but they wanted to do what Paul Ellering told them to do, and that was they wanted to hurt DIY, and that was the storytelling of this match, and I thought it was great. It was wonderful. It was truly just tremendous. We had just the whole dive from the middle ladders onto the other ladders that the other things set up, and then you had, which is probably the spot of the night. There's no doubt about this. The spot of the night. The authors of the I think it's Johnny. I think that's the Johnny guy. It's the one that has hair in DIY. He climbs up to get the titles, right? But Paul Ellering comes in, throws him off, throws over the ladder. He super kicks Ellering out of the ring, right? The Authors of Pain figure out what happened, and they say, screw this, and they take the other one, Ciampa, and they start to whoop him and beat him down, and they set up, and they just throwing him in the ladders, and they're getting ready, and they're setting him up for holding. They're getting ready to hold the ladder, and they're going to do the battering ram with the ladders into Ciampa's face, and boy, I tell you, Gargano pushes Ciampa out the way, and he takes the ladder straight. He doesn't put up his hand to block it, like no matter you do with the chair shots. No, he takes it chin, boom, and it's one of the greatest. It was extraordinary. I sat here back in my chair and I went like this because I couldn't believe he took that. You're not even blocking it. There's something, boom, and then they'll sell it. Like that's what you're supposed to do. He doesn't do that. He takes it chin first, for a minute legitimately thought he was knocked out, and that's why I thought I thought for a minute that they switched up the finish, because Ciampa goes over and he starts talking to Gargano. So I thought for a minute they actually switched up the finish. And I thought that what they were going to do was that they were going to they were now going to have, because when all that happened, the Authors of Pain, they were climbing the ladder. So I was thinking that what he was doing, he was checking to see if he was okay, and if he wasn't, they were going to change the finish on the fly. And that's so. I wondered why the Authors of Pain needed to take that bump when the ladder broke. That didn't make sense. I didn't understand why that bump needed to be there. That's why I thought they changed the finish. But it looks like the finish wasn't changed. Johnny was he was okay. So they continued on. The Authors of Pain hit the Super Collider. They win the titles, and DIY, they take their bow. And so I was looking. I'm reading as I usually do. I'm looking at it on Twitter, and I'm seeing, why, some of the things that would happen, right? And some people thought that DIY was going to turn heel. Some people thought that, or not turn heel, but maybe somebody would turn heel. Some people thought DIY was going to get the call to go to the main, to the main roster. So that's why, they were taking their bows. And boy, I'd say the heel turn was awesome. I mean, because some people were looking for, and they were doing the things that you think it was going to happen. They were taking their bows and taking their grand. And at one point, Gargano walks away from, and he's like this, and the other one with the beard, Ciampa, he's like this, and he's got his arms down, and he's looking around like as if to say, "Are you in spot yet? Are you in place yet?" He's doing like this, but then he doesn't do it. He bends over. They come back together. They hug, and then they leave, and then they go to a replay. Right? They go to a replay. When they cut back from the replay, they're at the end of the entrance, which makes you think that yes, this is DIY's last night on NXT. They're going to the main roster as a tag team. Not really. They even did a good job of bringing up the copyright stuff. They brought up the copyright stuff, and then guess what happens? Whoa, bam! Ciampa, Gargano into the ring. He throws him up, and Gargano's like, "What are you doing? I just took a steel ladder to the head for you." And Ciampa goes, "Who cares?" And bam, hits him with the knee, hit him with a couple knees, and he takes him, and he does white noise off the announce table onto a bunch of other tables. And they did the stretcher job and everything for Gargano. So this was epic. This was totally epic. I tell you that, man. Oh man. So I think, what can you say, right? What can you say about it? Great match, great storytelling. Love the ending. I just truly love the ending. I think these two had a match during the Cruiserweight Classic that was damn good. Everybody says so. I think now they're going to have probably a crap load of great matches over the next few months until the next takeover or whenever, and they're going to do some great stuff. I can guarantee you. That was truly awesome. My hats off to those 4 dudes for pulling it off. Hats off to Ciampa for the heel turn and how that was effective. I loved it. I loved it all. So hats off to you guys. We'll have to continue on now. Like I said, we're gonna go back to 4. We're gonna do some things in the middle here, change them around, but. So the match before the ladder match was actually the title match. It was Rude and Hideo Itami, and I put this on Twitter because I just couldn't believe it. You know, I really say, what were they really going to have Hideo Itami do the GTS in Chicago, where you know to get CM Punk chance, and there was a few throughout the night. I think definitely during the ladder match when you heard the chance of DIY, there was some CM Punk chants behind that. I think because when the crowd started to chant CM Punk, they were starting to get booed. They started to get booed by some of the other fans, and I think that's probably probably a good thing. Not a good thing, but maybe it's more importantly for the fans. Maybe not to boo the other fans because that can probably start fights. But maybe it's to out chant the CM Punk chants. You know, especially when you get here in Chicago. Now, this is one situation. Tomorrow night, I don't know if that's going to be the same thing. Tomorrow night, I could probably bet that there are going to be CM Punk chants, and you're probably throughout the night, and there are probably not going to be a lot, especially during like the title match. The Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal not putting on a nice match. You're going to hear some CM Punk chants. You're going to hear some CM Punk chants all throughout tomorrow night. So, and I don't think you're going to hear other people from the crowd trying to boo those guys down, trying to shout those guys down. I don't think it's going to happen. So, but anyway, I just couldn't believe it. I just like that's not going to happen, but it actually did happen. He did hit the GTS, and there were CM Punk chants. Again, they were quickly drowned out by some booing fans, and that started to boo them. I think I read on Twitter that I think that happened a couple of times where somebody tried to start a CM Punk chant, and they were booed by some of the people in the crowd. So we may be getting to the point that maybe it's over, and these things won't happen. At least during the wrestling matches, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, Vince McMahon, maybe even Shane McMahon, and he had nothing to do with it. I think we'll still always get the CM Punk chants, not only in Chicago, but out here in the Midwest, and maybe everywhere they go because of what happened, because they know the fans know it pisses them off. So they may get that chant no matter what, but not just here in Chicago, but I think as for the wrestlers, maybe, during their matches, maybe the CM Punk chants will now stop. So, but anyway, let's get back to the actual match. Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami, excuse me. It was a pretty damn good match. I found it to be great. I thought it was. I thought the package leading up to it was great. When you talk about Itami and what happened, the two injuries he took to get by, and how Bobby Roode now has this feeling of that what he wants his NXT to be, and he doesn't want what the Itami guys. Well, he came up with the Seth Rollinses and the Sami Zayns of the world. He came up with all of those guys, and now those guys are all on the main roster, and he's really the last one left. And I think now they're saying, and Bobby was saying, well, you don't deserve to be champion. I've gotten rid of all of those guys. Now this is how we do NXT now. So I think I liked how that storyline. I liked that story. I think I like the fact that Hideo Itami went after the arm that he uses for the glorious DDT, and then I also like the fact that sometime during the match he gets injures his knee, and he can't hit the go to sleep. He can't carry Bobby Roode's weight for the go to sleep. I like that part as well, and it started off a little slow, but I think it picked up. I think and I think that one of the things, there was this is boring chant from the crowd, and I really do think that where fans have to, I'm not sure what this is. I've been watching a lot of Jim Cornette's Talking Sense here on YouTube lately, and he talks a lot about this. And then, of course, we recently had that stuff with Randy Orton and what his stuff is about. And I do wonder if that is what is happening with a little bit of this, because there shouldn't be a "this is boring" chant, during a heavyweight title match that isn't boring. That's not boring. Holding a chin lock and wearing them down. It's maybe it's not needed. You might want to say, but it's definitely not boring. It's not boring. I never understood that, and to chant that, I just disagreed with. So I did not like that, but I do think that um, what this needed to be was what it was, and I like the finish. I like what happened. Glorious. I love the fact that he just sat down and did he hit the glorious DDT, but he rolled it up and hit it again, and I think that was great. Just again another good match from Rude. Defends his title. I don't know what they have planned for him. And actually, let me stop the review for NXT for a minute. And let me talk about this because I was thinking about this during the whole pay per view was going on. I saw an interview here on YouTube from Christopher Daniels, and he was talking about how he doesn't think he's going to get an opportunity to be in WWE because he's 47 and they're not right at this point looking for a lot of 47-year-olds to be major players or anything like that. And maybe so. Maybe in WWE they're not looking for any, but I think it would work in NXT because I think right now you look at it, and Bobby Roode, he should be on the main roster. I mean, I know a lot of guys. I know AJ Styles. I saw a video about AJ Styles, kind of hypocritical of AJ Styles to say this. He thinks the guys that are signed should definitely from the Indies should definitely go to NXT. And excuse me, should definitely go to NXT before they go to WWE, even though he did. But and maybe for some that is the case. Maybe for some that is, maybe for some they do need to go. But guys like Bobby Roode, anything like that, guys like Eric Young, and something like that, or Roderick Strong. I don't. They don't need to. They don't need to be in NXT very long, if at all. So at this point, Bobby Roode should just be. He should be making his main roster debut at SummerSlam. NXT champion or not. So, but like I was getting to, I started thinking Chris Daniels said he may not, they may not want him. But I think he would be perfect for like NXT. Maybe every now and then he'll show up on NXT television or on WWE television or on 205 Live or something like that because maybe he needed. Maybe if AJ's having problems with like Kevin Owens or someone like that, and he needs a partner, calls up Christopher Daniels, and so maybe that happens. But I think he would be perfect for like NXT because then you'd have a guy who fans would pretty much know he would be credible. And for things like this, like he would be the ultimate transitional champion. Because right now you can take, because then you would have him wrestle Bobby Roode per se, right? He would win the title, so then Bobby Roode can go now to the main roster, and he would do that for everybody. And then he would hold the title until the next big star is ready on NXT, whether that's Hideo Itami, whether that's No Way Jose, whoever that may be, right? So whatever it is, they'd be ready, and then they'd go up and do and he hold the title for that, and then that's what it would be. He would just be like the transitional champion for NXT, and I think that would be a good place for him. I think he was obviously still would have a job. He would be in Florida, no taxes, anything like that. So I think I really do think that guys like Christopher Daniels, I think NXT needs more of those guys. I think NXT needs probably 6 or 7 of those guys that are, and maybe ladies too, 6 or 7 of the guys and gals that are maybe not necessarily what WWE would be looking for on their main roster, but guys and gals who could, be in NXT maybe for the remainder of their career and do what needs to do to help push along the new talent, putting over the new talent while also being there, when the new talent needs to go move on, and be there for to take the title, something like that. Because right now, if you had someone like that, not only for Rude but for Asuka, right? You maybe do that for Asuka because Asuka's, with Ember Moon being injured, right? There really nobody in there that can hold a candle to Asuka apparently. So what you can either do is you can either move her to the main roster, either Raw or SmackDown, and have her hold both the NXT and one of the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championships, or with me, you bring in somebody like Victoria, Lisa Marie Vaughan, Chicago girl, right? Now, maybe she's not, she's got other things involved, so she's not necessarily, she wouldn't be like a full time, wrestler or anything like that. She's got a restaurant in Chicago that she runs, but you bring in Victoria to have her, wrestle Asuka and take the title off of her, and she would then hold the title until Ember Moon is ready, and then Ember Moon would beat her, and then she'd go off TV for a little bit longer, for a little while longer, something like that. Maybe what should happen with Mickie James actually, that they brought Mickie James back to the main roster, but maybe she should have stayed in NXT to be that woman, but that's neither here nor there. She's on the main roster now. I'm glad she's having a little run. She doesn't get too much of a reaction anymore. I think maybe they will. They kind of flipped her really quick from face to heel, so they from heel to face, I should say. So they might have to do something, bring her back. Maybe right now, who knows? Maybe she is right now recording one of her country songs, some type of thing to try to revamp her. So hopefully that happens for me because I truly enjoyed her. I really do think that she should get a better reaction than she does, than she gets. Anyway, that was my little rant in the middle of the rant. Let's continue on with the review of the rapid reaction, I should say, of NXT Chicago. So now we have I talked about the tag title match. Then there was the women's title match, and we just talked about the women. So like Ember Moon hurt her shoulder, so the three-way dance, Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross and Asuka, and I like what Nikki Cross is doing right now. She's going to be part of that group, Sanity. I really like her facial reactions, her everything like that. I think she definitely needs some work into it. And if there ever was a time where they wanted to get away from that, I think she's attractive enough too where she could actually maybe turn around, get rid of the dark hair and everything like that, and she would be like a perfect, whatever, and a perfect face or whatever. I think there's some definitely some attractiveness there with her. So I think that's cool. I think as for the match, this followed a match, the United Kingdom Championship match that was just unbelievable. So the crowd might have been a little bit dead for this one, and so I'm not gonna say that this match was bad because it just wasn't. It was just that match is a very hard match to follow, and they tried. I think they tried their best. It's the second time I think it happened for Asuka. This also happened back in Toronto, right? Or not Toronto, back in San Antonio when Mickie James first made her return, right? And at the NXT thing, and when she faced Asuka, and I think it happened after that. I think the DIY tag title match after that was, it was unfortunate, but it is what it is. It also, and actually that happened last year at WrestleMania, right? During WrestleMania, I didn't watch it, but I saw it on Twitter. Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura had that great match, and then they went ahead and had afterwards Bayley and Asuka, and it just didn't happen. So, but again, it was pretty good. The finish was a little bit junky, but I think I know what they were going for. Actually, Nigel McGuinness, I think, told you what they were trying to go for. Is that what they were trying to do was they were trying to have a thing where Ruby Riott was pinning Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross would kick out of the pin, and when she did, Asuka would come by and knee both of them, knocking both of them out, and then she would pin both of them. That necessarily didn't happen necessarily that way. I don't think Nikki Cross actually kicked out, and Ruby Riott had to actually let go of the 2 count. Because I also think Asuka was a little bit slow in her in her spot, so she had to let go of it. So it didn't finish was kind of junky, but it was okay. It was a great match, and we should see more of all 3 of these ladies, I think, in the next few weeks, and we're definitely gonna see what they do to Asuka. At this point, like I said here before, if they're looking to have Ember Moon beat Asuka, especially beat Asuka for the title, there's 1 of 3 ways they can go with this, right? They can just have Asuka be in NXT, beat up all the women until Ember Moon comes back, and then she beats Ember Moon. They can have one of these multi-women match, and then have Asuka lose the title without being pinned. So then she's technically still undefeated, and then have Ember Moon come back to take her undefeated streak. Or the one I like best, which is actually mine, I think they should bring her up to the main roster, put either the Raw or SmackDown women's title on her, and have her hold both titles until the NXT at SummerSlam in Brooklyn, and then have Ember Moon beat her there for the NXT title, and then she will wrestle for the defend her SmackDown or Raw women's title at SummerSlam. I think that's the best way to go. But as for the match, it was okay. It was good enough. Good enough, let's say. And like I said, we're going to skip the UK Championship for last. We're going to go to Roderick Strong, the opening match, Roderick Strong against Eric Young, Insanity. I thought this was definitely a good match, good storytelling match. I think there's a little backstory. Eric Young talked about Roderick's family. They've been doing these vignettes on Roderick Strong, like family for the past weeks or so, and I think they're going to probably have him be the next in line to be the champion. Who knows? But they went ahead and they got it done. Again, excellently executed match. I like the way they started, where Roderick Strong took out the guys from Sanity so that there'll be 1-on-1 with him and Eric Young, and he won. He won the match. He did his finisher, back-breaking move. I forget what it's called, but he won. He beat Eric Young. And a strong, hot opener. Get the crowd into it. Chicago doesn't need that, really, because Chicago's a hot crowd from the very start. They always have been. They always will be. That's why Chicago gets 20 shows a year. Because we're the best play. All wrestlers say Chicago's the best place for wrestling. It really is. So it always has been and always will be. Because the fans are great, and the people are great. We're the greatest city in the world. Don't like it? Too bad. Excuse me. But anyway, so now let's go to the UK Championship match. And I'm putting this at last because it deserves to be last. This was. I mean, I want to. There are like no words for me to describe it. Because for me to say that it's a 5-star match, for me to say that it was an a epic match, for me, it almost doesn't deserve words. And and I think that I haven't had this feeling of a match like this since the Undertaker Michaels match. The Undertaker Michaels match at WrestleMania 25 was that kind of time to think. If I was doing YouTube this, if I was doing this, after I saw that, I wouldn't have been able to describe the match for you. Now I say it's the greatest wrestling match of all time, the greatest match in WrestleMania history. This match is. I'm not gonna go there just yet. I'm gonna wait a couple of days before, to make sure. But at this point, it may be the greatest match that NXT has ever put on, never shown. It really was great. Tyler Bate, his offense is like this British style of wrestling. Really great, really hard hitting and great, and some damn moves and everything like that. And it seemed like there was a little bit, maybe a little bit of even trolling of Randy Orton. At this point, the crowd during the match, crowd is saying, "Fight forever, fight forever," and then they automatically, as soon as they do that, they do a dive. They do a dive. He does a dive onto Pete Dunne. So really cool. Really thing. I just I think it really just you could really tell that this was something that the story they're telling where Pete Dunne needs to be the UK champion and Tyler Bate wants to continue being UK champion was epic, and it was truly awesome. To anything and everything to hold those titles, and that's exactly what they did. And they went out and put out a hell of a match. Pete Dunne won, locked the hands after when he hit the move, and it was just a brilliant victory, brilliant match, and well deserved by both guys. I think they're gonna probably have a rematch at some point, and I think that match should be good as well. And it's going to be a very, very epic match. I have no doubt about that. Um, so, really to recap, we've got Roderick Strong and Eric Young. Hot opener, really good. Really good. The UK Championship match was flawless. The women's match tried their best, and they put on a very competent match. The title match was good between Hideo Itami and Bobby Roode, and then the tag title match was awesome. But what was even better was the way they executed the heel turn of Ciampa onto Gargano after the match. Just loved it all. So I think there is how you do it, and it was just fun, so fun and so good. So just truly thought it was awesome, an epic night for NXT once again. I think this was a great feeling, and really just a great time. I really do. What will happen is that we'll have what's his face backlash tomorrow. Backlash tomorrow. That will be it. And actually, I think that this is going to be my final live stream rapid reaction. Um, uh, I love doing these, and I have no problem doing these. But I do think that sometimes I do these things knowing that I'm there may be something will happen, but I also do forget that I am a small channel, and I'm still growing. So growing. So and no one has come in from and talked and made and done the chats into the chat. No one has checked in. There's been a couple people that I think checked in and checked out from time to time, but there's no one has um, gone ahead and actually, come in and actually chat and watched and started chatting with me about it. So, I think what I'm gonna do from now on, all of my like rapid reaction reviews for like wrestling or anything like that, are really just they're gonna be recorded, they're gonna be taped, they're gonna be edited, and then they're going to be put out, you know, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours after the event is over. So, for instance, like tomorrow night, Backlash, my Backlash rapid reaction will probably be out sometime before, um, sometime before 12:30, 1 o'clock, the next morning, nighttime. So, that's how it's gonna be. And then, uh, for when I do, I hate that. When I also do live rapid reactions, the live rapid reaction, I guess they're going to be like almost like watch with me's, where we're watching like I did with the NFL draft. If you guys have seen that video, um, and I got people coming in with me and talking about the draft and everything like that. So I think that I would do that from time to time. And who knows if things are if depending on something like that, I actually might change my mind. And I may do that live reaction um for what's his face for Backlash. I may do that tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. There aren't too many other things going on this time for rapid reactions. Uh, Probably we'll be doing rapid reactions of Big Brother. You know, when something big goes down, or maybe every few weeks. You know, during the like maybe every other Thursday or something like that. We'll get onto it or something like that, or anything like that. I don't know. I have to see. I just try to figure it out. But I do know that that's something that I do want to do. Is I want to go ahead and I want to. With Big Brother going on, they're gonna be on 3 days a week. I believe it's Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do want to do some type of Big Brother week in review type of show. Review type, not type of show. I shouldn't say show. Some type of review video vlog here. So, and I also might do it. I also might do it with Spreaker, and have it be both a podcast and a thing of it. And it wouldn't be where. Well, maybe it would be. I don't know. There's a lot of things I have to do. So, but you guys will know. Be the first ones to know about it when all of this stuff happens. For those that came in, jumped in, I want to thank you guys for watching. The guys who will be watching later on, definitely want to thank you for watching. Please post in the comment section what you thought about NXT Takeover Chicago. Also talk about Backlash happening tomorrow night. And speaking of tomorrow night, I will see you then. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And actually, if you, well, no, I just say it like this. Well, no, I will say this. If you are a gamer, go over and subscribe to A20 Gaming as well. Thank you guys for watching. Be careful out there. I am out. This was one hell of a show. One hell of a show. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and see it. You are going to love it. Yeah, that's great. This fucking thing, I swear. Yeah, I do. I think I'm gonna need to find a new new output for live streaming.